Hey Tanya, how you doing tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
I am great.
What do you have had anything interesting, fun going on this weekend? This week?
I'm going fishing tomorrow.
Oh, what fun!
It's
That is going
raining
to be so
out.
much fun.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm not going fishing tomorrow, but it's going to be a little bit not good. So, evidently, we're going to get hit tomorrow with some of the remnants of what's coming up through Florida. And so we are praying that Jovanny is going to be with us for the whole show because he's right dab smack in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
we're going to catch the back end of it tomorrow at home. So
Wow.
here's hoping we make it through. Real quick, I wanted to, Emil and
Yes.
Nate, I got this in today and read it, and it is
Oh, you read it all.
so sweet.
I love that.
So
I can't wait
Emil,
to get one.
yeah, Emil did the drawings, and Nate wrote it, and it is gorgeous. And then Michael Horvath got my package in from him with all of my
Yes.
crazy
And
wings and stuff. I am
super
all
fun.
set up for wings, and I am super excited on what kind of stuff I am going to get from him. So super excited what I can create with all of those. So it's been
Yeah.
a great day. Let's bring on our guest. Oh, wait. Let's see who's here with us.
You got it. We got Dave Orkin.
Hey.
He was ready at 6:30.
Oh my
Rob
goodness.
Zamora next at 6:45.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Jimmy
Jimmy.
White.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
And Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Stacy. And Jordan.
Yay.
Let's see. Jeff Evans. Carlo. Hi, G.
Hi, Jay.
Let's see. And Michael Morales.
Hey, hey, hey. Well, we are
Everybody's
super.
saying be careful in the chat, too. So
Yeah.
everyone's careful.
Well, we are so excited to have you all with us tonight as we talk to and hang out with somebody that is an amazing creator and customizer in our community. If you guys will welcome Jovanny. Hey, Jovanny.
Hey, everybody.
We are so excited to have you here tonight. We have lots of questions and lots of things, but first, did you see the armory?
I did see the armory.
So, are you excited about picking and choosing and popping and swapping?
I am actually the red one. The red. I'm a little nervous because everyone's been saying. When I first seen it, I was like, "Oh shit, the red one is really nice, right?" And
Right.
then everybody started saying, "The red one, the red one, the red one." I'm like, "Yeah, that one's gonna go pretty fast. Hopefully, I can grab one before it goes." But yeah, I'm excited about all of them. And you know what too? The green one. The
Oh,
green
the
one.
green one's my fave.
The green one. The green one looks awesome.
Yeah, that green one at because we saw it at IshCon. They had it at IshCon up on the shelves there at the Four Horsemen table, and so yeah,
I remember seeing it. I was there too.
Beautiful.
I was looking at the other. Remember the other one that they had, the other green one that they had.
Oh yeah,
with the other
with
torso.
the leather. Yeah,
I was looking at. I was focused in on that one, and I just seen the green one because I thought the green one was a custom. I was like, oh, it's a green Valiant Knight. But I focused in on the other one because the greens were a little bit different on that one.
Right.
But I didn't really get a good look at the Knight until like the photos came out. And when I seen the photos, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But whatever color you get, you can't go wrong. That red is awesome. And I don't know if you saw, but they put the clearish, was it Demistros that had that clear, like, not skeleton head, but like vampire head?
Fire.
Yeah. They put that on that red and it was amazing. It was a special head that came in like a custom or what, a Legion's exclusive Vorgus. Was it Vorgus? And it was
they put that head on that one and it matches?
Yeah. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
Vorgus.
Good.
Yeah. So that head is amazing. So I'm super excited about that. Now, are you coming to intern, Jovanny?
I'm not.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if you were coming to that.
No, not this year.
Okay. And then
I went the first year I went. I figure, the community is getting so big, so it's just like you experience it once. I don't think you really need to experience it again.
Right. Let other people have a chance to go.
Yeah. But if I got an invite, shoot, I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Yes. So they're doing the community showroom floor plan this year. Four Horsemen is going to be in a separate room this year, which is kind of cool the way that they're doing it. So where are you, Jovanny?
I'm on the top left, on the right, bottom.
15.
15.
Is that 15?
That's 15.
Oh my gosh, my eyes are getting bad. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's 15.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'll be on 15. I'll be sharing a table with my buddy Chris Ferrone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to see Jovanny and you want to see some awesome stuff, make it to table 15. That puts you right at the center aisle, right? Second one back on the center aisle. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So me and those guys were doing like a whole little I don't even know how to explain it. It's going to be like a little section where you can walk through it.
Oh, that'll be
cool. Did you guys hear about that?
I haven't.
All right, so usually, okay. So you see the walkway?
Yeah.
Where you see Noah and Dennis?
Right.
So we're gonna open up the center of our tables, so that could be another walkway.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Yep.
Okay. It's gonna be fun. I cannot wait.
Definitely. If anybody goes, definitely come through there because there's gonna be a lot of like special giveaways and stuff. I know Chris is already saying he's gonna look out for the community.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I'm definitely coming to your table. But yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to be so much fun. Okay. So, and Curtis, which is in the section next to like across the aisle from you guys, has offered to allow me to show some of my customs on his table. So I'm going to have some of my customs set up on Curtis's table. So
you're gonna be right next to the heavy hitter Curtis and Emma.
Yeah, Emil and Jesse on the other side with his friends, and then I think Steve Busciotti and Dave Williams are there too. It's going to be there's some
there's a
pretty
whole
yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. Everyone has got some awesome. Is going to have some awesome stuff on their table.
Yeah, and I'm excited about like the storefront, like Four Horsemen Figure Fair storefront. So I wonder if you got like go in like and you like shop like you would at like a store, like you pull it off the shelf and put it in your thing or whatever. It's gonna be interesting to see how they set that up this year.
Yeah.
And then of course the armory experience, which I am truly looking forward to. I think that's going to be
it's going to be like this is going to be like a whole nother convention.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fantastic.
Is it true? I don't know if you guys heard, but they're going to have like two lines, one for the armory and then one just for the vendors and there as well, right?
Right.
Yeah,
yes. And then they're going to even have like the Legions Con exclusives are going to be like somewhere else too. They're not going to be in that area. So,
yeah, because then they had them in the hallway last year.
Yeah, so I think they're going to put them in the hallway again this year, maybe. I don't know, but that's.
Do you guys think there's going to be another? They're going to do another statue.
Another what?
Another statue. You remember how they did Kurzog?
They've already said that there's a new one.
Oh, they did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
I don't remember which show, but I think they said that there was going to be one this year that nobody has seen before.
Any predictions?
I think maybe a Figura. Because we have one of the Figura Obscuras. Now, which one, I don't know. But we have Cosmic, and we have a couple of Cosmic, and we have the Legions. Yeah. So it makes me think that maybe we will get a Figura Obscura one.
That would be pretty cool.
I think it's gonna. You know what I think it's gonna be? I think it's gonna be a night. That's my prediction. Yeah, it's gonna be a night.
Cool. That would make sense since they're doing the armory experience.
Yeah, they've been busting out all these nights lately.
Yeah,
it just would make sense to do a night.
Look at you thinking ahead, Jovanny. It's gonna be awesome.
Maybe.
Dorklayer said it's going to be Gorgo fighting Attila.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
The giantest swig.
The giantest swig ever swigged. Love it, Kirby. Love it. Okay, and then schedule of events, like, is there anything going on, Jovanny, that like in the schedule of events that you're just really excited about?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not going to be attending some of those because I'll probably be vending.
Right.
But
yeah.
Actually, Chris James, I didn't appreciate it last year like I should have. The whole the pop and swap, or like the trading.
Yeah, swap parts. Yeah, swapping parts exchange or whatever. Yeah.
The parts exchange. Yeah, I'm actually excited for that. I'm actually going to bring like a little bag. Maybe I can get some. Swap some parts out.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring some this year. There's things that I'm looking for that I'm hoping I can, trade with other people. That would be awesome. I think you're right. I think that's going to be fun. So when are you guys arriving? Are you guys coming in on Thursday?
Friday.
Friday.
We'll be there Friday. Yeah.
All right. Be there Friday. So Amber and I are doing live on Thursday night from the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to have Sherry on with us, right, Amber? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. And then I guess we'll have other people, whoever's there, probably popping on and stuff too. So we're actually going to be live Thursday night there.
Nice.
Yep.
Like in the lobby? You're gonna do it like in the lobby?
So I don't know if we'll be in the lobby or if we'll be in a room. They haven't told us where we're going to set up yet, but somewhere.
We'll
gonna
be
be-
there either way.
Yeah. Somewhere is going to be Legion's Ladies live, like live.
That'd be cool. Set up like a little table in the lobby or like in the little side area.
Yeah, I think it's going
Yeah.
to be fun. And then we just got this. I think Jeremy posted it yesterday or today. 2 full days of Legion's focused content and community. And then the new Legion's Con exclusives, and almost sold out of the 2-day tickets. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. So you and I talked at IshCon.
We did.
And the one figure that I wanted was sold out. You'd already sold it.
I did.
So
I did.
So
I asked you if you would do something for me. What
and
you
I
doing
agreed.
for me? What you
And I
doing?
agreed. And I agreed to do a custom fairy. You just wanted to hear it to get you excited. You knew exactly what you just wanted to hear it to get excited, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a custom fairy for Tanya and Amber. It will be shown at Legion's Con. It'll be cool. You'll like it. You guys will like it.
Yay.
I know we will. I know we will. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah.
So, so we don't get to see it at all until
when you guys got your new logo. I was like, oh man, should I change my direction? So I changed some paint skis up or whatever, and I decided not to. I was like, I'm just gonna stick with it because everyone's gonna have their own take. But that was pretty cool. The new logo.
Yeah, the new logo is beautiful, and we are super excited for it. It had been talked about for a while, and to actually see it come to fruition was gorgeous. We could not have asked for anybody better to have created it. And, just Nate Barches, I mean, everything he touches is gold, right? I mean, it is gorgeous. So
I know it was cool. And then it came from him. So it's like, he does all the art for the studio. Like, does anybody other YouTuber have a logo from actual Nate Barch?
Well, is the Cabal logo from Nate?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna say I don't think so. I'm not sure. We have to run that by Walter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't think so.
But yeah, he when he said when he said it was, he was going to, that we were, when they said we needed a new logo, he actually volunteered. Yeah. Nate did create the Cabal logo.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I thought it was the Cabal logo. But
well, the Cabal doesn't have a YouTube channel, so you are the first one with the
Oh, but yeah, that was a big surprise, and we are very, very blessed to have had Nate, and not for the YouTube channel, but just for all the Legion's ladies in general. I mean, we have a great group on Facebook that is, deep and wide. We have some amazing women in this group, and just to have a place for them to go and, be able to talk and express themselves and to know that they're going to be supported. And I mean, Lauren creating it is, that was awesome, so
Sure.
it is wonderful. So we are very, very blessed. Jeff Evans said that he also did the logo for Legion's Cast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, so I can't wait for Legion's Con even more than what I was waiting before.
So much fun.
I know.
Yeah, you guys have options because the original logo was good too.
It was.
So it was like, so now you guys like have two. Like you guys gonna make shirts. You guys make like shirts. You got two options. You got the Nate Barsh one and then the original. You got the
Yeah.
OG.
Well, the shirts that everybody probably has at this point are the OG. So we
Oh, the
are,
OGs?
yeah, we are looking forward to getting shirts with the new logo. I know I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be awesome. And other new merch too, other new things that we can get with that logo. I think it's going to be amazing. So we're excited. All right. So we have lots of questions for you.
Oh.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you've watched our show before, but we don't ask like the normal questions that I do ask some of those, but for the most part, Amber and I really try to think outside the box and get to know you a little bit better. So like a lot of our questions are going to be questions when you're going to go, well, what's that have to do with anything Legions? Well, it doesn't. We just want to know who you are.
All right. Guess we're going to go down this road.
Yes, we are. All right. First question. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up so I was born in California. I was born in Hollywood, California, and we moved to New York. We moved to Brooklyn, New York when I was about 9 years old. And I grew up in New York for at least 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So I guess you could say both California and New York.
So how did growing up in California for 9 years and then moving to New York, like how did that like change Jovanny? Like what did that feel like going from basically warm all the time to freaking cold in the winter?
Yeah.
I mean,
wow, I appreciate that question because I don't know one really asked me that. That was actually what it was. It was actually, I was actually sad in a way because this actually comes back to the toys because I had all my toys in Cali, all my toys was in. This is where I got I remember the first toy this is just I don't remember this, but this is what my mom told me. She said the first toy that I fell in love with was the Dukes of Hazzard car, the General Lee. Yeah, I know, but it was the Dukes of Hazzard. But then I got into Voltron, Thundercats was my joint, Centurions, I think the name was. I was into toys, playing toys. I wasn't collecting. But when we moved to New York, my mom had put all that stuff in storage, and we never got it back. So when I came to New York, that kind of was like the most devastating thing that happened to me. From what I remember, that's funny that you asked that, but from what I remember I not having it, and I was 9, so I remember all the toys I had, and losing all that stuff and starting fresh, that was a little rough. We moved a lot in California due to some things that my mom was going through, but I don't regret it, and it was sad, but I did meet some beautiful people in New York, and did it change me in a way? It did. I grew up a little fast than usual, and had to learn things pretty quick. in New York. But for the most part, I mean, it made me who I am, you know?
Yeah.
And not a lot of people could say that as well either, you know? Could say that they lived in California, experienced that. And I still had family, so I would travel back and forth. Um, but yeah,
Cool.
I don't think it changed me much, but I mean, I was 9, but it definitely, I definitely helped me grow. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Do you have, like, talk to us about your family? Do you have siblings? Are your parents still around? Do you have,
Yeah, I have 3 sisters. I'm the only boy. Um, I don't know my father. Um, my I, I got 3 beautiful sisters. Like great family, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I have yeah, siblings. Just 3.
That's
I have
awesome.
3 kids. I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys, 1 girl. I have a beautiful wife. You guys will meet her in Legion's Con. Actually, everybody would meet her at Legion's Con.
That's
You know?
awesome. So you went from being in a household full of women to
Oh yeah.
having 2 boys.
Oh gosh.
What kind of shock was that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was annoying as heck. You know, I always wished I had a brother. It was kind of annoying, but you know, I loved him. So I was always kind of like the man. I was was like the man of the family. I had to do all the manly chores. I mean, like all the brute stuff.
Right.
So, you know, but it was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. Now when I think about it, like I always cried for a brother. I always cried for a brother. I want a brother. Trying to do all this stuff. I want a brother. Want a brother. But you know, now that I'm older and I think about it, it was like, okay, I guess everything happens for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm still kind of like the man of the family when we all get together.
Right.
I'm like, I get to last say, but then forget about it. Forget about it. No, you know that's not even true. But
Your
you know, I
sisters
get
are
to
like,
feel
oh
like
no,
that.
you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I guess I get to feel like it a little bit, but it doesn't happen that way.
That's
It does not
all
happen
in
that way.
Jovanny's mind. That doesn't
It's
really
all in
happen.
my mind. Yeah, I get to walk around like a big man, but you know.
So, like, what was your favorite thing about your, like, what, other than the toys that you had and the connection that you had to those, like, if you can go back to like Hollywood, California, like, what do you remember being your favorite thing about that area?
Skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
We used to, yeah, I had a friend named Luke and Araj, and we used to skateboard every day, every single day. Me and Araj lived in the same building as me, and I lived on the second floor, he lived on the first floor. We used to grab our skateboards, and Luke lived like maybe like 5 miles uphill. So we would both walk to Luke's house, ride our skateboards like up the like 3 blocks. We'd ride down to the gas station, and then we would shoot up maybe like 3 miles up this hill, and we'd walk the hill because you couldn't skateboard up that hill.
Yeah.
Luke, come on, let's go. We're going back to the Raj house, and we get on our skateboards and literally sit on our skateboards and then ride this downhill all the way down for 3 miles. Yeah, I missed that. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun.
That's awesome. And then let's go to Brooklyn after 9 until you were an adult. What is your favorite thing about, like, your hometown of Brooklyn? Like, what would you consider to be one of your favorite things?
One of my favorite things, one of my favorite activities, or just one of my favorite things?
Anything. What's
I would say my friends. Just the whole experience growing up over there. I mean, I was literally, living in New York is sometimes when you talk to people who live in New York, you say, "Oh yeah, I'm from the Bronx, or I'm from Queens, or I'm from Brooklyn, or whatever." I don't really know how it is, but the majority of the people that I've met, usually when you live in New York and you literally stay where you live, like I was in my neighborhood and I didn't travel. Like until I got older, I would travel to Queens just to see what it was like, but we never left. We never left our like 4 block radius. Um, but I miss my friends over there. I miss like the hanging out. You know, every morning you would hear like a whistle, hooty hoo. Someone was calling your name out. It was calling you. Come on outside, and we would just walk around the block, see what's going on. Everyone knew everyone.
Yeah.
You know, now that I live in Florida, I can appreciate what I had in New York. It was almost like your family just seems a lot bigger in New York because you have, your neighbors' kids, and you grow up with so many people other than just your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I notice here in the South, it's more like, there's not a lot of that. Let's just say that there's not a lot of that. People don't like to be close to each other, in the South. But I was so used to like riding the subways, like everybody's squished up to each other. It was kind of like a common unity with everybody. Everybody was skin was thick. Nobody was really sensitive. People could take jokes. People could that's what I miss. Maybe I'm talking too much, but yeah, I miss my friends. I miss just the whole vibe of New York.
Yeah. And no, you're not talking too much because we are getting to know you. So you go and you talk and you tell us all about you because that's what we want to know. So you mentioned some of the first toys that you remember collecting, like, out of the first ones that you remember having, like, what was like your favorite action figure that you remember as a kid?
My favorite action figure as a kid that I remember. Okay, I had 2.
Okay.
One was a Transformer. Now, as I got older, I haven't really became a Transformer fan. I know there's a lot of Transformer fans out there, right? But I'm not a Transformer fan. But this toy, I love this toy. It was the character where his chest opened up and it was a cassette, and he pulled the cassette out and he turned into like a dog or a panther or something like that. Maybe someone in the comments may know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that one was, oh my gosh, I thought that was so awesome. It was a cassette and he'd come out and have his dog, and it was pretty cool. And then I would say this one was my first favorite one was the Voltron figures, right? But in particular, it was the yellow Sabretooth. I think he was the rider. It was like the right or left leg. I don't remember. But that thing, I don't know what it was about that. Maybe it was the weight because they were like full die cast. But those were probably my 2 favorite figures that I can remember growing up. Those were my favorite toys that I had.
So Curtis said it was Soundwave.
Yes, thank you, Curtis. Soundwave.
Rob came back with Soundwave as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Soundwave was cool, but I wasn't even a Soundwave fan. I was more of a fan of his chest just opening up and I pull a cassette thing out and I'm like, hey, I'm about to play music. No, I'm not. I'm about to play with this dog. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, those are 2 favorites.
So did you go to college?
No, I did not go to college.
Okay.
I did go to a trade school in New York called Vocational Foundation. That was fun. Like, I know you're supposed to go to college and everything, but I went to like a trade school and I had so much fun at that trade school in New York. It was right above Tommy Boy Records. So every morning we went to school, I would see Queen Latifah, um, uh, Black Moon. I know this is like New York artists, but it was, oh my gosh, it was so cool. Like going there.
That's awesome. So what
Yeah.
was the trade school for? Like, what did
It
you?
was just like, it was like a trade school for like, I guess you could say, uh, I want to say delinquents, but like kids who who didn't go to college, who were just like on a pathway to nowhere, but it would help them with like finding a job
Right.
and learning them like computers and stuff like that and things of that nature. That job actually landed me a job in the World Trade Center. I was working in the World Trade Center for like almost a year with that job. Yeah, I was doing data entry in the World Trade for a while.
That's awesome. So when did and where did art like come into your life? Did you draw when you were a kid? Is that something you were interested in? Like, where
Always.
did the art like? So you were always drawing.
I was always drawing. And you know where I think it started? I think it started with the first music album I bought. Because music kind of played a big part into me being attractive to art. So the first album I ever bought was in California, and it was Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses, right? And the cover of that art with the cross and the skulls,
Mm-hmm.
I could not stop looking at that thing. I would draw that thing about every time I was in class and if class was boring, I was welcome to jungle. And I was drawing the skulls. I was like, and my mom thought I was freaking like worshiping the devil or something like that because everything was skeletons and swords and axes and stuff like that. And but I love doing stuff like that. I was doodling at first, and then I would always have fun doing it. I remember it was always fun. So the art's always been there. I've always been drawing, and then it just gradually kind of escalated as I got older and older and older. Yeah.
So other than like figures and art, let's step away from those. Do you have any hobbies that you enjoy doing that are not like that? Is there something else that you do on a regular basis or something that you just love doing?
Basically, as of right now, just hanging with my family. That's kind of like my hobby right as of right now. You know, it's just being with my family. We like to watch horror movies. We love the animated stuff. That's pretty much it. You know,
Okay.
just hanging with the family.
So you said that doing that trade school, you worked at the World Trade Center for a year, but do you remember what your very first ever job was?
Yeah, I was a babysitter. I was a babysitter. It was actually my mom's job at first, and then she ended up getting another job, and she asked them, and she goes, "Well, you know, I know somebody who could babysit for you guys. My son." It was Ben and Evan. These two Jewish kids from New York. They were cool as heck. But that was my first job. Yeah, my mom took my entire check, so it was it was basically like I was actually paying rent at like 14. Like that was my first job. It was like 13 going into 14. And I think I was making like $200 or like we were making like $200 a week. And when I got paid, my mom would be like, "Oh, you got your own room, you got electricity, you got air conditioning, you got heat, and you got a TV. Cough it up." She would literally take my whole check and give me like $5, and I would stretch the $5. I'd go buy like a bag of chips and some gum and shit. But Yeah, that was my first job, was babysitting.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Um,
that was actually a fun job.
So, out of the jobs that you've had, like over the span of you working, like what's been your favorite job? Like, what's the one thing that you've enjoyed the most?
Um, I would probably say the job I'm doing now.
And what is that?
I'm a driver now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver now. And the reason why I say I enjoyed the job that I do now because I'm a good driver. And it's kind of easy for me, you know.
Right.
Um, I never really thought that, you know, driving could actually be hard for some people, but for me it's easy, it pays well. Um, yeah, I
So, are you a local driver or are you a long
well,
distance?
I did it all. I did it all. I did over the road. I did weekly. Now I'm doing locally.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
that's what Rye does.
What was that?
Oh, I said that's what Rye does.
Oh,
He
oh, really?
he did like he did the cross country thing, but now he's just local.
Oh, he likes
So,
it, right?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Get your trucker name, breaker one on, rubber duck, come in, rubber duck. It's fun. It's fun. Sometimes something, you know, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can be hard, like driving hours out of the day. Sometimes it gets boring sometimes, but for the most
all
part,
right,
you know.
all right. Something special for the very first person who tells me that's not Jovanny where that Breaker 19 song, what that song is. So something special at Legion's Con from Tanya for the first person that can tell me what song that's from. All right. So Steph had a question here. Amber, can you bring that up and let's see if we can get. So, Jovanny, did you ever come down to Skate Love
Brian Warren.
Park? I admired the skaters like Stevie Williams and Ron Allen from H Street. It was
To be honest with you, I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I couldn't even answer that because I was so young. You know, I was under the age of 10. So when the top skaters, I don't even remember their names. Like this is the 80s. Like if you're saying the 90s, this is like the 80s, the late 80s when I was skating. There was an Asian guy at the time who was like on top of the skating world at the time when I was skating. I forgot his name, but it was yeah. I've been to a couple of skate parks, but not much to remember like the name of the skaters and stuff like that. I did have a Tony Hawk. I think it was a Tony Hawk skateboard. I had a Tony Hawk skateboard, but my friend Luke actually had a half pipe in his backyard that his dad built. Um, that's pretty much I remember. And you know what else too? Going back to the skating, you know what's a pretty cool story? Um, you remember the guy who he I don't want to get this wrong. He was like the original host for the Family Feud. What was his name? You guys know?
Alex something, right? No,
Yeah,
not.
he passed away a while ago, but I actually used to know his son. We used to skate in his pool.
Oh
Kid you
wow.
not? Yeah, he lived maybe like a mile away from my friend Luke, and I was living in Glendale, California at the time.
Richard Dawson.
Haha. That's who it was, not Alex. I was thinking of that other game.
It could have been Richard Dawson. All I know is I remember he got in trouble for like messing around with some like he got in trouble messing around with like some of the women on the show. It was like a whole scandal with his wife. Yeah. But,
Wow.
All right, Brian, I see you, and I am going to note it down, and I don't know what, but it'll be something cool at Legion's Con for knowing that.
Yeah, the convoy.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay. You're married and you have 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. What are their names? Like, can we
Um,
know a little bit about them
yeah.
too?
So there's Benjamin is the youngest. Then you have Ashanti, and then Cameron.
Gotcha. And your wife's name, so we know when she comes to Legion's Con this year.
Her name is Marie.
Marie.
Yeah.
What a sweet
I don't
name.
know. A lot of you guys probably seen me with my oldest son, Cameron, last year. He came with me.
All right. So your family, obviously, they know that you paint, create figures, you sell your figures. I mean, you know, what do they think about that? Like, how do they react to your, number one, do they like what you create and when they see it? And number two, like, how do they react to the fact that you are painting these and then selling them and people are loving them?
My kids, they're they're more supportive than it's not really their thing,
Right.
you know. My son, he's like, he'll give me like I'll do a custom. My son gets on my nerves sometimes. Yeah, I'll get you. I would do a custom, right? And I was like, Cam, look how cool this is. I just finished it. He's like, oh, that's cool. But Dad, I would change that color to this color, right? So I'm like, all right, thanks, right? My Benjamin, he would always he loves everything I do. Um, Ashanti's she's more like oh that's cool, you know, that's nice. My wife pumps me up. My wife kind of like I don't, you know something, I don't know if she does this on purpose, but she does make me feel really good when I do a custom. When I do custom, she goes, "Ooh, babe, that looks good." And I don't know if she's messing around, but I don't even care if she's messing around because it makes me feel good.
That's right.
So you can keep on with it. But yeah, they appreciate it. You know, at least I think they appreciate it. But they know what I do. They know. Dad's a big nerd underneath all this skin. You know. So.
But you are a very artistic, beautifully artistic nerd out underneath all that skin there.
100%.
Rob Zamora had a question for you too.
What's up, Rob?
Jovanny, how old are you? I used to skate in the late 80s and 90s in SoCal.
Oh gosh, you're gonna put me out there, Rob. You want my age out there?
You don't have to put your age out there. Were
I am.
you skating in the 80s and 90s?
I was skating in the 80s. I'm pretty up. I just turned 45. I'm the 19th.
Oh wow.
So he said he was skating where?
You just said SoCal.
In SoCal. Maybe.
In the 80s and 90s.
Maybe.
Kevin
His brother, he used to take us, like my friend's older brother used to take us to the skate parks. But you know, we would just get on our skateboards and ride. I had no idea where I was at, you know. I had no idea where I was at. I just thought it was cool.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Rob Zamora, 45 as well. That's fun.
Man, we probably you never know, you know.
Yeah.
When you get older, you find out it's a small world.
Small world.
But,
it really
yeah,
is.
I was in Cali in the 80s skating. Surprisingly.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to get together at Legion's Con and like really talk about, you know, where you were and all the stuff. So maybe you did skate together.
Mm.
Right.
So Kevin made the comment that he supports me and tells me all of my stuff is really nice too. He says I do the same for Tanya, but you know, whether he really means it or not, I don't know. Oh. Did you customize like did you customize the figures and stuff? Did you like paint or pop and swap figures before Mythic Legions? Like, is that something that you've done
No,
before Mythics?
no,
Okay.
no. That customizing action figures was kind of like one of those things that's right in front of you, but you never thought about it. You know, reason why I say that is because I was painting and I was drawing for a long time, here and there. You know, that was my hobby. I would draw something. Back in New York, I drew so many people. Like people's gotten tattooed with my drawing on them. They would come to me, ask me to draw something because this is what I want, and I would draw it. They would go to the tattoo parlor, and they got that tattooed on them. I've always I started getting back into collecting with McFarlane,
Mm-hmm.
and I was collecting all those McFarlane figures, and I never, not once, thought about taking one of those and painting it. Never thought about it. You know, I thought the toy that came from a magical place and you're not supposed to paint them. That was like, that's it. You know, once you buy it, that's how it is. I never thought about getting some acrylic and repainting this armor. Because at the time, those things were so cool. You just like, what did you want to change on it?
Right.
You know? But wasn't until Mythic Legions, so I started seeing people painting these Mythic Legions up. I was like, whoa, what the heck is this? And I first tried with a Star Wars figure. Like I got like this. I went to the thrift store. I went to the Salvation Army and found like this big stormtrooper, and I was like, I'm gonna paint the heck out of it. I paid like $3 for it, and took it and I got some Walmart paint and put some water in and just threw the wash over it. That was my first. It's kind of like when I just started diving into it.
That's awesome.
That's so fun.
So that is a great way to get started for anybody that wants to start painting figures and does not want to start on a
$50 figure, yeah.
$60 figure is
or 37 if you get it on pre-order.
Yeah. Hit up your local Goodwill or whatever and buy a cheap figure and paint it and get an idea of what you're doing. But that is an actual really, really good suggestion. So what was your first Mythic figure ever?
My first Mythic figure, I bought like a couple of them at one time. I bought Kurzog, Zarya. Did I say that right? That's the red demon chick, right?
Yep.
It's Kurzog, Zarya, and I bought what else did I buy? I think those were the first two. And was it Chronon? I think it's Chronon also as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So did you use any of those for customs?
Oh heck yeah, Chronon and Purplor. Oh my gosh. It took me a while, but definitely Chronon. Oh, can you guys hold on 1 second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that's funny. Chris said, now I can't stop picturing Jovanny with Chucks and GNCO jeans. Oh, that's funny. Steph's down there like, how can you remember that?
It's so funny because after I saw the comment, I was like, oh my God, I do remember those jeans. That's so funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
I used to skateboard back in my day.
Did you really?
I did. When I was younger and less fragile. I tried to ride a bike the other day, fell right off of it.
Did you? Oh
I was so
no.
excited. I was like, oh, like it's got to be easy, you know? I rode bikes for years.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I was drinking a beer. I had to use the bathroom.
No, that's fine. Amber was saying that she used to skateboard as well.
Oh, really?
Amber, what did you say back when you're what?
Less fragile.
When
I
she was
break
less
it.
Fragile. Man, you ain't lying.
That's
We used
funny.
to do some crazy stuff, and like some of the stuff I remember. I got like a scar on my finger right here, like a big like scar. We were because not only skateboard, I used to BMX too. I had my first bike was a Diamondback. I had like this pink of all colors. It was like a hot pink Diamondback, and Diamondback was like shit back in the day. Like if you had a Diamondback, you were cool, right? And we were there was like this construction site, and they had like a it kind of was like it was concrete, and it was like concrete going up on the sides, but they had like pipes and stuff sticking out because they were building something there, right? And we were BMX biking over there, and I went up one of the hills, and I fell, right, and I started sliding down the hill like this, and then boom, ripped my finger right open, like so you can see the bone. And I was like, oh, it's nothing. I just rolled it back down. And my mom was like, and I was bleeding, right? And my mom was like, no, you got to go to the hospital. I'm like, go to the hospital for what? I was like, just put some. And she was like, no, we got to go to the hospital. And she went to the hospital, and I got like a bunch of stitches down my finger.
Oh.
My hand hurts just thinking about it.
Amber, speaking of fragile too, me and my daughter was talking today because we were watching something on YouTube. It was called like the Great Cheese Run or something like that. It was like something like where they roll like a brick of cheese down a hill, and people start running down to grab the cheese, right? And then my daughter asked me, would you do that? And I was like, probably like 25, 30 years ago, I'd probably do that. But now I probably would break every bone in my body doing that.
So
that cheese would run me down.
Somebody from North Carolina has won that for the last 2 years.
Oh, really? They probably got it down packed. Because this one girl, she was like 19, or she looked like about 19 or 20. And she just threw herself down the hill.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, that looks fun, but it does look like it hurts.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. So back to customs. Do you remember what your first Mythic Legion custom was?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't a Mythic Legion though. Do you mean like a Mythic Legion figure, or like a custom to fit into Mythic Legions?
Either.
Because the first custom I did to fit into Mythic Legion, because I didn't have no Mythic Legions yet. Mind you, when I first got into Mythic Legions, I was like, oh my gosh, $49.99. I'm gonna have to think this out. I'm gonna have to think this over. You know what? I'm just gonna buy some Marvel Legends and turn them into Mythic Legions. That'll work for me. It didn't work, but I did start off with Marvel Legends, right? So the first one I did was it was a Storm. I think I still got her too. Somewhere. She's somewhere. She might be in the other shelf. But that was the first one that I did. Was like to fit into Mythic Legions, to be like a Mythic Legion. But if you're asking me the first actual figure that I took and customized, I would probably say it was Purplor. Because Purplor was I really didn't like Purplor.
Right.
And I just was buying him just for like the limbs, the arms and limbs and stuff. But yeah, it was Purplor. Purplor was the first one I customized.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you know how many customs you've done so far? Like do you know how many you've actually created?
I don't even know. I couldn't answer that.
A bunch.
I did a bunch, yeah. I've done a bunch.
Now, do you have like the customs that you've created? I know you bring some of them to Legion's Con, but like, do you create customs for yourself and leave them at home? And no, I'm not gonna sell these. Like, do you have customs on your shelf that you've not even considered selling?
I do have a few that I've not sold. But here's the thing. I've said that so many times with some of the customs that I've already sold. I said I'm making this one, and I'm not selling this one at all. Yeah, it's in somebody's shelf right now. So I would probably say the only one that I actually have. I mean, I got a couple. Not as much as not as much as you would think. I probably got like one or two. That's just because I just want to sell it. But my wife's tribute, that's probably the only one that I probably would
never sell. Yeah.
No.
Right.
Only reason because like that would probably be uncomfortable. Like my wife is in somebody else's shelf. That's my wife. Like, I don't share my wife with anybody, but no, not like that. But you know what I mean.
I do.
Right.
But
the representation of my wife in somebody's shelf.
Right. But that one is special too, because when you created it, you were thinking of her and recreating her. Correct. So that would, yeah.
Yeah, she'd probably kill me if I sold it anyway.
Do you have a, like, not counting your wife, do you have a favorite custom that you've done? Like, do you have one that stands out to you as this was probably one of the most beautiful ones I've created?
Yes, I have quite a few of those.
Do you?
Fortunately, I do. I have quite a few of them. Because the thing was, so Legion's Con 2022, my first year, displaying my customs. All of those figures were not for sale originally. All those were like my personal figures. That entire table, the entire lot that I brought to Legion's Con, those were probably all my favorites. This is the first, like my first ones. But if you want to, if I was to choose one, I don't know. That's too hard. I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Can't answer
that. So how did you end up with a table at Legion's Con? Like, how did
back to that first question. I swear, if anybody's in the comments, I swear, if anybody has that, if anybody wants to resell my figures, come to me first, please. I would actually buy my figures back.
They're awesome.
They're so
yeah, and it's like I would even, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even make them over. Like I don't know if it's like some kind of rule or anything. I don't know if I could make them over. I'd probably try, but it would never be the same. It wouldn't be the same. But how did I end up at Legion's Con? How did I end up on a table?
How did that come? I mean, did you know about Legion's Con before? Like, how did you? Because you said 22 was the first one you went to. So, like, because you ended up with a table there. Like, how did all of that come about?
That was my good friend Chris. I blame Chris Ferrone. I blame Chris Ferrone because we were talking about it. We was like, man, we should go. It's really fun, and gonna have figures there. We can get them like right then and there. We'll get them at a discounted price. We get to meet everybody in the community, and we started thinking about it. And then he was doing customs, I was doing customs, and he said I remember he said he's like, why don't we just get a table? And I was like, you want to get a table? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, you're probably right. And then Jeremy was hyping it up, and he was like, yeah, this is going to be like an art show, right? And so I was like, whoa, this might be a great idea. He's like, we're going to be spending the money anyway for the tickets, for the 2-day tickets. He's like, well, we just get a table, we get 2 vendor bags. And I was like, you're right. And then we'll have somewhere to sit as well, right?
Yeah.
And
art.
And that's how it started. We went there and it was like, yeah, let's just go and see what it's like. And we had, I mean, at least I know I had no idea what we were in for, you know. And
Yeah.
he didn't have any idea what he was in for. And never vended at a table or anything, never sold anything, never I've never even that was like my first toy show ever. Like I've never even been to like a toy show.
Oh
So I didn't know what to expect. I was watching videos and just looking at how people were setting up their tables and stuff like that. I was actually walking to the flea market over here, looking at people like how they set up their flea markets and stuff like that. Because I didn't have no idea how to display action figures, right? And then we went there, and I was nervous. I was so nervous. I could not. That whole weekend, I was up. I probably slept like 2 hours that whole weekend. Oh my gosh! When I tell you, my feet were killing me on Sunday night. My feet were killing me, but it was a great time. It was a great time. I do remember like I was freaking out because Walter invited me to intern for a day. I actually got to go to intern for a day, and when it was time to set up the table, I left. I looked at everybody's table. I was looking around. I looked at everybody's table and I was intimidated. I'm not gonna lie. People had their banners. People had like their logos and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, our table is like, it's like got coffee stains on it. It's like, I just can't put my fingers on. We got to get a tablecloth. We didn't have a tablecloth. I ran to Walmart and grabbed like the twin sheets. I bought like a package of twin sheets for like the mattress. And I was like, okay, I'll put the twin sheets on. Then I bought, what the heck did I buy? I went to Ross and I got a bunch of cutting boards, like for the kitchen. Yeah. And like started stacking the cutting boards. I'm in Ross, right? I cleared one of their tables out, the clearance tables, and I'm stacking like, how's this gonna look? Okay, that's gonna look good. And that's how I ended up at Allegiance Con with a table. You know?
That's amazing. That is the best story. I love it.
We just kind of went with the flow.
Oh, so and none of those were for sale. You were just displaying those.
I was just displaying those, and then again, I'm going to blame Chris Ferrone. And if he ever watches this, I'm going to he's
in the comments.
He's in the comments.
He's in the comments.
I should have known his butt was going to be in the comments tonight.
He said that's exactly how it happened.
That's exactly how it happened, Chris. Yep. And then, not only that, he talked me into. He's the one who said, "You know what? You should sell your customs. I think people would appreciate having your figures in on their shelf." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He put a big old Duracell battery in my back, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sell it." And then I sold them all. They all sold, and then I felt. I literally, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably a secret. This is probably a secret that here you go. You get another secret. You get two secrets tonight, right?
Okay.
I went outside, right? The only person who knows this is my sister. I went outside, right? It was Saturday, and everything on my table was sold. I went outside and I was flipping crying. I was crying. I was bawling my eyes out because I was like, you know, I never experienced no shit like this. I ain't never experienced people being so kind to me and they love my art and stuff like that. Because, you know, like I've always drawn shit and painted and stuff for a long time, right? But I've never really felt the appreciation of it ever, you know? And it was humbling, you know, it was humbling. And I don't know why I had to call my sister. Like I always talk to my sister, like when we get on personal level. I call my sister and she's like, "How's it going over there?" And I'm like, "It's going good." And she goes, "Did you sell anything?" And I was like, "Oh, I sold everything." And she's like, "I'm so proud of you." I'm like, "What you proud of me for?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Because I don't have no action figures." But yeah, that was it wasn't just about the figures either, you know, it was about the community too, and then Chris, you know what I'm saying? Like if Chris, he's listening right now, like Chris is a good dude, man. Like I've got friends, you know, but friends in this community, it's a little bit different. You know, they're a lot more warm and they're a lot more warm. Maybe I could just use that word. Like the cabal, like everyone has like everyone knows everyone in the cabal, right? Everyone knows the face, and you say you meet people through comments and stuff like that. But everyone has like their group of friends that they talk to outside the cabal, right? And everybody that I've talked to outside the cabal have been like just warm, you know.
Right.
And it's new. It's new. It's new to me. So I appreciate that.
Chris said, "I'm the capitalist on your shoulder." Oh,
Chris,
that's
Chris, I'm gonna call you later. You know I'm gonna call you out your name too.
oh, that's funny. So you were at the first Legions Con in 2022, and then did you like 2023? Did you do any other shows? Did you sell any of your stuff 2023 until Legions Con 2023?
No.
Okay, so you didn't do any other shows in 2023. You just painted and brought your stuff to Legions Con 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And how long, like, did stuff at your table sit at your table before it all sold out?
What do you mean that?
At Legions Con 2023.
I had some stuff there for a while.
Really?
Most of yeah, I did. I think the last piece I sold, actually no, I had piece almost all the way to the end. It was one piece. Nobody bought the Bob Marley figure.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
It wasn't until so I traded Chris for the Bob Marley figure because I wanted one of his customs. I wanted one of his customs really bad, and then I said like Chris, I was like, did anybody buy that figure yet? He's like, not yet. And I was like, how about this? How about I trade you the Bob Marley for this? I don't even remember if it was vice versa, but I was like, I'll give you the Bob Marley figure for this. So that's how that ended. And but some people were coming to my table and they were like, oh, we didn't know that the Bob Marley was still for sale. We thought you sold everything. I was like, no, you didn't ask. The last figure that sold was that cosmic figure. But I would say I had figures there for both days.
Oh, wow.
You're
Okay.
asking how long? Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot. It was like 2 figures, but still.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. I know your artwork, Jovanny, and it didn't last for long.
Yeah, the main ones that people were interested in, they sold pretty quick.
So, and we've had a question up in here, and let me go ahead and ask this now. And I don't remember where it's at, but somewhere up in there, somebody said, do you take commissions? Like, would you consider taking commissions for head sculpt, paint job, kind of thing?
Yes, I do take commissions. I would just prepare for a long wait because you know, time is, I don't have too much time, but I do take commissions.
Okay.
It may be a little wait. Sometimes it could be a short wait. Sometimes it could be a long wait, but I do.
Okay. All right. So I want to talk about kind of your creative process. It always fascinates me when you talk about, especially with figures and how people put them together. Like, when you see a figure, like, do you see what the potential of that custom can be? Or is it that you see a head sculpt and you think, oh, well, if I take that head sculpt and put it with this, then it creates this? Or kind of, which one of those, like, is there a specific thing that you're looking for in order to say, hey, that would make a cool custom?
Not really. I do look at pieces as well, like how how I approach a custom, um, it might. So how do I explain this in a way you understand? Um, Basically, you're asking me, right? Like, what's my motivation? Like, kind
Yeah.
of, or so when okay, let's say for instance, if the horseman come out with a figure, I don't look at it and say, okay, I'm gonna make this out of it, right? I kind of just have this fantasy in my head, kind of build this story in my head, and I start to think about like what this character is doing, right? If you enter the if I was to enter the world of mythos, right, and I had some friends with me, what would they look like? You know, and then I go from there. I would say, okay, this guy, he's wearing this armor, she's wearing this, and I kind of try to give them like uh, an organic look to fit into my legion. Does that make
Right.
sense? You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
that's where it starts. Like, it probably sounds super nerdy or whatever, but I always fantasize. Literally fantasize, deep fantasy, thinking like if I was in mythos, if I had some soldiers or some warriors in mythos, what would they look like? You know,
Right.
that's kind of where I start from, and music as well. Music helps me out too. You know, sometimes I won't have anything in my head, and I'll put on some music, you know, um, and I kind of let the music take my mind. You know, if I want to make a demon, I want to put on some metal. You know, if I want to make if I want to make a black female, I'll probably put on some SWV or something like that. You know, if I want to make I don't know, an elf, I'll probably put on some I don't know, some Lord of the Rings or something like that. I actually have a whole playlist. I'm just, kid you not, I have like a whole playlist of just like weird music all crashed into one
That's awesome.
playlist.
That's great. What has been, thinking back on your customs and some of the things that you have done, is there one that stands out to you as just being freaking fun? Like you're into it, you're painting it, and you're thinking this is just fun.
The show enough figure. I don't know if you guys seen that figure, but the show enough figure. I must have ran that soundtrack about 100 times making that figure.
Really?
Yeah, that was really fun doing that one.
That's awesome.
Ryan is obsessed with that figure. Loves
Yeah,
it.
because I mean, who doesn't love that movie? If you grew up and you seen that movie, you guys seen the
You made
movie?
me watch it.
Tanya, you
Of
seen that
course
movie?
I haven't seen it. No.
All right, it's been nice knowing you guys. Let me hang up. Let me put the leave button right here.
So we can't be besties anymore, is what you're telling me.
Tanya, you gotta watch that movie.
Okay.
I mean, if you appreciate like the like 80s, early 90s stuff, that's definitely a cult classic.
Okay.
That was a fun movie. Amber, you seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Kevin, you heard it. Jovanny tells me I have to watch this movie before we go to Legion's Con, so you need to like find it for me. All right. And honestly, and I will tell you honestly, like I don't watch TV at all. Like there's not any shows that I'm addicted to. There's not any like TV shows that I watch. I rarely ever watch movies. It is just at this point, I see everything that's going on in Hollywood, and I'm just like, I just don't care. I don't want to be a part of it. So
Yeah.
we watch YouTube shows. Like I literally watch YouTube shows all the time. If I'm going to sit down and watch TV, it's probably going to be something off of YouTube. So for me, saying I will watch this movie, I mean, it's a lot because I just don't do it anymore. So do you have one that you've started painting and you get finished with it and you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, like that looks way better than I thought it was going to look?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Does
That
it?
happens a lot. Yeah. It's also vice versa too. Like I would think I would pump myself up like this is gonna look great, this is gonna look great, and then when I finish it, it's like, oh no, it looks like crap.
Oh,
And then you end up repainting it, and they're like, oh, why didn't I think of that before? You know,
Right.
sometimes when you try to do too much, it may not come out the way you want it. Um, but yeah,
So if you had the opportunity, like out of all the customs that you've done, there is one that is in the back of your mind that's like, I really would just like to have that back so I can redo it. Like it's not exactly what I wanted, and I would like to redo that one. Is there one that you think of? Hey, I would like to redo that one.
there's a few of them like that.
Are
There's
there?
definitely a few of them. Yeah. The first one would be the Medusa figure I did, with the first Medusa. Now I think the figure came out beautiful. The only thing I would change is the torso, because the torso was it was an older I think it's Action Figure Fusion torso,
Right.
and it um it kind of just was like a standstill. The torso didn't have any movement. It was like if you move the arms too much, like it would probably mess up the paint. That's the only one I would want back to redo.
Gotcha.
It would probably be the torso, just to redo that torso over, give it a better torso, make it completely fine, completely complete. Sometimes I kind of worry about that because I don't even remember the guy's name who bought her. But I would love to paint a whole totally new torso for that customer to say, this is just to, fine detail it out.
Right.
And of course, there was a couple other few ones too. That I had some samurai customs. It was kind of like my earlier customs. One of them actually sold in 2022. That was one of my first customs. Was a Purplor. I made him into like a fury demon. Like I painted the whole torso. I painted the whole body red.
Red.
And that thing was, oh my gosh, that was a pain in the butt. I asked any customizer, say, hey, turn this Purplor red. And yeah, they're probably going to deny to do that.
So I had a bunch of your customs on my desktop, and they're still there. And I was going to create a slideshow with all of those.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a day at work, and they didn't get done. But I have seen that one in there, and it was gorgeous. And the fact that you just said it was a Purplor, like I cannot believe that red covered that purple. I mean, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, I literally, it was the early days. I literally stripped all the purple off of it with like acetone. Like it took forever. It was a mess, but it took a long time. But I guess I wouldn't say I would do it over, but I would fine tune
it. Yeah, I mean that's amazing. I mean, looking at that was gorgeous, and I kind of remember, going through some of your old photos, thinking about that. I do have some of your newer customs, and we're going to get to those. I'll show those in a few minutes, but yeah, some of your older work, I was going through and I was like, God, that's gorgeous. Oh man, that's really cool. I wish I had had a chance to actually put them in a slideshow, but I just did not get to that. Can you give us an idea, roughly, how many customs do you think that you're going to be bringing this year? Do you know?
Ooh. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right. I wasn't sure if you knew or not, so thought I would ask. Now, do you have a favorite brand of paint that you use? Something that you like better than all the rest?
Not really. Because I use all different kinds of paints. So I've learned that it really doesn't. It kind of really doesn't matter which one you use. There's not one that's better than the other. It's all about how you mix your paints, how you thin it out, how you lay it. Um, that's what I discovered. I mean, you do have. I mean, well, let me not say that. You do have some paints that do take mix well.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you learn how to thin your paints out and work with whatever it is, you should be fine. You know,
Okay.
like because I have a paint here. I love this stuff. This is just a black, right? It's a black 2.0. Um, and I hate the way this thing comes out the bottle. It comes out super, super thick,
Thick.
right?
Yeah.
But if I just use a drop of it and I just mix it with some water or some paint thinner
Mm-hmm.
and get the right mix in, it lays down really well.
Wow.
So that if you do that with all your paints, even like some of the Citadel base coats, they're
Mm-hmm.
pretty thick, but you could thin it out, right? And then in some of the Vallejos or even in some of the layer paints, they're thin, But if you could thicken it up a little bit, or if you could work with that thin paint, it works well. So to answer your question, I would say Citadel and Vallejo are kind of like my go-tos.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have a favorite paintbrush, type of paintbrush, or brand of paintbrush that you find that you like the best?
I'd say I do. Actually, this is recently too, but I cannot. It left my store. Um, hold on. I'm about to tell you the
Okay.
name. Is this it? Okay. It's called Master's Touch. You can get these brushes at I get mine at Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Master's Touch. Great brushes. Now, not all of them are good, but the spotter one, I think it's oh, my eyes are getting really bad. It's a 3-0.
Okay.
3-0 from Master Touch. Great brush.
Awesome. And staying on that thought process and that line of questioning, like if there is one tool other than the paint and the paintbrush that you cannot live without as an artist painting customs, what is that one tool?
Paper plate.
Really?
Yeah. I know there's a lot of painters who have paint trays.
Uh-huh.
I use the foam plates, the foam plates.
Yeah.
I love those because I could just paint, and once I paint, I just chuck them away.
Oh.
So that's actually a great tool. I remember once I was getting ready to paint, and I ran out, and I was freaking out. I was like, okay, I gotta go, I got no plates. But that's the one tool that I gotta have.
That's awesome. That's a good idea. Look at me putting it in the back of my mind.
It's not for everybody. Some people use the wet palettes.
Right.
Some people have the paint palettes. For me, I just like to work with what I put out, and then that's it. That's it.
Okay. So let's talk about legions. Do you collect legions that you don't customize? Like, is that do you have like a collection of legions?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Usually
And
the ones that I really like, I would probably buy like 2 or 3 of them and just have them sitting around and play with them.
so do you collect like all the different lines, or is there one that you collect more than the other? Like between Mythic Cosmic and Figure Obscura?
I actually love them all. Cosmic Legions and Mythic Legions. I like them both. I'm collecting them both, but I know that I try to be picky.
Yeah.
I try to be picky. Yeah, I try to be picky so I don't spend so much. So I just get the ones that I really love. I gotta look at it twice and say, do I like this? Do I want this? Do I love this? If I love it, I'm buying it.
Gotcha.
But yes, I'm pretty much in both realms.
Okay. So you don't just like when something hits, you don't just get an all in. You just get what you love.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And what is your favorite figure in Mythics?
Curzon.
He's a great figure.
Curzon.
So,
Curzon is my favorite figure.
Yeah. What about Cosmic?
Zygar. My favorite.
Great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I know they make statues of both of those figures.
they do. So bare chest or fully armored?
I like the fully armored one.
Ah.
Yeah, I like the fully. I got him right here too. I'm looking at him right here. This thing is awesome, man. Like some of my friends say, oh, they don't really like it. This figure is badass. I don't care what anybody says.
It is.
It is.
I love what they do. I love the colors. Yeah, this is a great figure.
And what about Figura Obscura? Do you have a favorite one of those?
Yes. The Egyptian gods. The Egyptian gods. I lost my shit when that thing came out.
I bet you did.
I was
Now, Anubis or Bastet?
oh gosh. I gotta choose between the two? Oh God, but that I'm sorry. Yeah. They're both. Oh my gosh, they're both.
You can say both. I'll give you both.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say Bastet.
She's
Because
awesome.
I've made like a couple of Nupuses. I painted a couple of Nupus heads, so I kind of got that out of my system. But when Bastet is,
She's something, right?
yeah, she's dope. She's dope.
And that brand new 2.0 body.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. That's a solid figure.
That is a gorgeous figure. I love her. Okay. Like, how do you display your collection? Do you put them on display? Do you have some of them on display and some of them packed up? Like, do you know how many you've got or what you've got or?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff on display in the living room. I got two pretty big deep. I want to say deep. I have two pretty big shelves full of figures.
Okay.
And then to be honest with you, I play with a lot of my figures. I got figures on, so that's kind of like it kind of holds me back from customizing because sometimes I just play with figures. Like this guy's been on my shelf forever. I just be playing with them, but I play with these guys.
Oh man!
When I come home from work, Chris is still here. He's paint something. I'm like, all right. I get on the desk. I'm over here. I'm over here playing with toys.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so a lot of figures I put on the shelf, they kind of come down because I start messing around with them. So yeah, I have some figures. I got a lot of figures on display, but a lot of them they come down and I mess with them. I mess with them. Customize. I feel like customizing, and even like the toy photographers, customizers and toy photographers. We say, oh yeah, I love to customize. I love to take pictures. This is just an excuse to play with toys.
Right.
This is just an excuse to play with toys because before before you taking your pictures and before you painting your figures, you're playing with them.
Yeah.
You're messing with them. And so I get carried away. I get carried away a lot. You know.
Oh, that's awesome. Chris said that was the correct answer. You were about to get sent a voicemail for a week. Oh my goodness. So how do you like store your pieces for fodder? Do you have like a specific storage container that you like for your fodder?
Yeah, I got a big bin.
Okay. And what, like, if you had to pick one thing to be real excited about for Legion's Con this year, is there any one thing that you can think of that you're like, oh, I can't wait for this?
Also, Volume 2.
It's got to be coming, right?
It's got.
I mean,
It's
got to
gotta
be.
come. It's gotta come. See, it's either him or the dragon. I mean, there's so much they could do. But also, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's been waiting.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, they just released the blue. It's right there. The Knights of the Blue, the realm, the
The blue shield soldiers.
Blue Shield Soldiers.
Yo, that's what I was saying. I was saying that. I was like, man, that might be of those crew or whatever. Maybe not in story wise, but you know, it looks like a crew that would roll though.
That would roll with.
I mean, he's saluting them, right?
Right.
Wearing the blue.
I think they got to do. I think they got to bring him. I think they do.
They got to. It has to be.
All right. So now we're going to ask, I know it feels like it's been random the whole time, but now we're going to ask a whole bunch of just like random questions, things that are just like out of this world. And, you know, Amber will ask one, I'll ask one, we'll go through and we're just going to ask you some crazy questions and just answer them how you want. Okay?
Okay, I'm cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Amber, go to it.
All right. What was your first pet, if you had one?
My first pet. My first pet was it was a cat. Hold on one second. Let me put this thing on this charger thing. Yeah, my first pet was a cat. His name was Nitro. I don't know if any wrestling fans, but I named him after Monday Night Nitro, WCW. Yeah, I actually got him tattooed on my arm right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's cool.
He's tattooed on my arm right there. Yeah, the first pet was a cat named Nitro. He used to actually eat dog food. I played catch with him with a pack of matches. Love that cat.
Oh my goodness.
Because at the time, I had my mom's boyfriend had a Rottweiler, and my cat would not eat cat food. He would go to Roxy's food thing and eat Roxy's food, but he wouldn't eat his food. I don't know. Don't ask me why, but I don't know why. He enjoyed dog food more than he enjoyed cat food.
That's funny. That's cool though. What was your absolute best memory as a kid?
My best memory as a kid. I'm not sure. Being a kid, I guess. all of it.
Well, we've talked a lot about it, but is there just one thing that you can remember being a kid, like just stood out in your childhood? I know we've talked about skateboarding and then we've talked about your move and being with friends and stuff like that. But I was just wondering if there's any one like memory, one thing that you remember as a kid that just stood out to you.
Golly. Frying my brain with this one. I got so many, gosh. I'm not going to say, well, let's just say the one thing I used to get excited for as a kid.
Okay.
When school used to ask us to build a diorama, we used to have to get the shoebox and fucking make whatever the assignment was. I used to get excited to do that.
It's awesome.
I would say that was probably a cool one of the cool things about being a kid was coming home with an assignment and people were like, oh, I gotta do a diorama, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna do some cool shit right now, you know.
There's the artist. I see him.
What is your favorite food?
I like lumpia. It's a my mom is Filipino, so it's lumpias are like these egg rolls. They're like egg rolls, but they got like meat and cabbage and carrots inside of it. So lumpia.
Yum.
That sounds good. What's your favorite fast food?
Ooh. As of right now, I'm gonna say, would this count as fast food? What the heck is Cheddar's? Would that count as fast food?
I'll
Okay, that
count
doesn't count as fast. That doesn't count as fast. It's a restaurant. Okay, Zaxby's.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, Zaxby's is good.
that.
I'm hungry right now.
Sorry. And I doubt you can go to Zaxby's tonight to get anything to eat.
Yeah, I can't go to those Zaxby's tonight. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is there any food that you would consider completely disgusting?
Wait, say that again.
Is there any food that you would consider completely disgusting?
Chicken feet. I didn't know that they sold that stuff. I went with my wife to Sam. I think it was at Sam's Club or something like that, and they had like a whole section of just like chicken feet, cow tongue, cow foot. I'm like, who's buying this? What are you gonna eat the cow's nail? Like, no, there's no way. No, I'm not gonna eat that. But the chicken feet were probably the most disgusting because they were just yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Do you prefer cats or dogs?
Ooh. It's my dog. I don't want my dog to hear this. I can't choose that. That's a messed up question. You can't ask me that question. You can ask the people that question. That's messed up. I can't choose. No, I'm not going to answer that. I love my dog and I like my cats.
You love your dog and you like your cats.
Like your cats.
Yeah, I don't have any cats right now, but the cats that I did have.
He said, "Oh my dog."
Oh.
See, if I say cats, I'm gonna look at my dog and I'm gonna feel guilty as shit looking at my dog. No, I'm not doing that. I like my dog.
Oh, my cheeks are gonna hurt. What is your favorite holiday?
Halloween
Coming up.
coming up.
Do you guys decorate? Do the big?
Oh my gosh, we've been having we got a party. Like my sister's a bigger fan than me. We're having the crazy thing is, check this out. We're last year we did she did a vampire party, right? I built her this big ass coffin for like the front of the yard. The party was awesome, right? So last year, so like a couple of months ago, we were talking over what theme we're gonna do, because last year we did vampires, so what theme we're gonna do this year. She said she wanted to do a carnival theme. That's the theme, made the flyers and everything. Spirit Halloween opens up. Guess what the theme for Spirit Halloween is this year?
Carnival.
Carnival.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, she is in sync.
Yeah, we love Halloween over here.
That's great.
That's awesome. Let's see. Would you choose mountain, beach, or lake?
Beach.
Me too.
So, how far away from the beach are you?
We're about an hour away.
Oh, that's not bad.
About an hour and a half
Yeah, that's not
with
bad.
traffic.
Cool. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Black olives.
Really?
That's a shame. No, I'm just
It's so good. It sounds gross. Every time I go there, I say, "What do you want in your pizza?" I was like, "Just black olives." Everyone gives that face like, ooh. Black olives is good.
You and my husband would get along perfect.
oh,
Black olives is great. If anybody in the comments like black olives, oh, somebody just curry black olives. Come on, bro. Black olives is good.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just seeing stuff. Joe Gonzalez said cow tongues is pretty good in tacos.
Yeah. Someone said cow eyes or brains.
Maybe that's
What the
disgusting.
world?
Hard pass on the black olives, though.
No, you try it. Try it. Next time anybody, just get half the pizza black olives and just try it.
Let's try.
Oh. Ooh.
You know
gonna-
what's disgusting on pizza?
What?
Pineapple.
I knew you were gonna say that. I love pineapple on my
Oh.
pizza.
Pineapple and ham. Oh my god!
You're one of those. You're one of those that orders a pizza and puts pineapple and doesn't tell anybody.
I tell everybody to leave my pizza alone.
The first time, me and my friend almost got into a fight because of that. I came to his house with $20 in my pocket. That was all I had, and we was like, "Okay, guys, let's order." I was like, "Let's order pizza. I'm buying for everybody." He ordered the pizza. He was like, "What do you want?" I said, "I don't care. Anything but anchovies," because I never ate anchovies because Michelangelo always said no anchovies, right? So I said,
Right.
I'll eat anything else. I was so hungry, right? He orders the pizza. Pizza comes, starving, get my slice, bite into it, right? It's warm. And as soon as I bite into it, like I get a burst of cold pineapple.
Oh, no. You put the pineapple on before you put it in the oven. So the
Before
pineapple
you put it in the oven.
chew.
Yes.
There's no way around that. There's no way around that.
Oh,
Pineapple on
God.
pizza, it just doesn't go together.
Ugh.
You might as well go and slap some peanut butter on your pizza.
What's your favorite sub or hoagie? Whatever you
My
call
favorite
it.
sub, like if I go to Subway,
Mhm.
I'm getting.
Well, like any kind of sub.
I'm getting that Philly cheesesteak.
Mhm.
I always tell myself I'm gonna eat healthy and eat fresh when I go to Subway. I'm gonna get me a turkey sandwich and wheat bread. Mm-mm. Let me go and get that Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Pop or soda?
Isn't that the same thing?
Do you say pop or soda?
I say soda.
Soda.
I
And
like the way pop sounds though.
what's your favorite soda?
Pepsi.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie?
It's got to be one answer. I got a couple.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies is Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a great movie.
Oh, good pick.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. I love The Warriors. And The Last Dragon. Oh, and one more. Can I say one more?
Yeah.
The Fifth Element.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
What's your favorite genre?
Sci-fi.
I
Makes
also
sense.
agree with Anthony that you should just come here and get a real one.
Wait, what did he say?
He said Subway
beef
Philly
cheesesteak
cheesesteak.
is trash.
Yeah,
Come to
yeah,
town and get
yeah,
a real one.
yeah. Yes, Anthony. I know it's not the greatest, but so I'm a truck driver, and we only have it's hard for us to get to some of these real places to eat. So when it is Subway, I'll tell you this one. That's the best sandwich that Subway has.
Yeah, true.
Oh. What was your favorite TV show as a kid?
My favorite TV show as a kid. Mm, the A-Team.
That's a great one.
I love the A-Team.
Love the A-Team. What is your favorite TV show now?
WWE. My wife and I, we're all in. We're all in with that.
That's awesome.
Do you have a fun family tradition that you do every year?
I think Thanksgiving is pretty fun. That's
Yeah.
officially when my family really gets together. So
That's awesome.
I guess Thanksgiving made it as the tradition that we do every year.
So I know you drive a truck, but have you traveled? What is your favorite place that you've ever been?
My favorite place I've ever been?
Mm-hmm.
I would say our family reunion that we have in Pensacola, Pensacola, Florida. The beach there is beautiful. Brandon, it's right next to Brandon, Florida. It's if you guys if anybody ever wanted to go to vacation, to Florida, forget about Orlando and Tampa or Miami. Go to Brandon or Pensacola. You get a nice Airbnb there. It's quiet. The sand is white. They have this place called Crab Island where you could literally just take the party boat in the middle of the ocean and then get out, and then the water's waist high. Yeah, it's pretty cool out there.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
What was your first car?
Honda Accord.
And what was your favorite car?
Dodge Magnum. That was my favorite car, Dodge Magnum.
Cool. Do you remember what your high school mascot was?
Oh, no. I don't think we had a mascot.
Did you not?
No.
Okay.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
What is one thing that is always in your refrigerator?
Ketchup.
Do you play video games?
Yes. I was playing GTA today with my son today. Yeah, I got off work early because of the hurricane, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some Xbox.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Your son
I hope
probably
Chris didn't
loved
hear
that.
that. I hope Chris did not hear that because he would have been telling me to paint something.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Last two questions.
Okay.
Last two questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. How big do you think the dragon from Four Horsemen is going to be?
4 foot tall.
Oh,
Wait,
that's cool.
three and a half. If you fold it up correctly.
3.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to
That's
hang
a
from the
good one.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to have to hang from the ceiling.
You know, if we just keep putting that energy out there, it's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
I know.
Yes.
All right, Amber, you got our last question.
Finally, what is one thing that you can tell us that you haven't told anyone else? We love secrets here.
I know you guys told me about this question. I'm gonna answer it. Okay. The one secret that I haven't told that I could tell you that I haven't told anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be telling the entire comments as well, right? Everybody that's here, right?
Well, yeah.
All 21 people.
The one secret. I was rejected from the cabal 2 times. Yes. When I first got into Mythic Legions, I tried to join the cabal, and my request was denied. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I was. So I guess the hat's out the bag now, but I was upset. I was upset. I was like, what the hell do they got in that group that they can't share with me? They don't want me in their group. Fine, I'll join another group. I went and joined another group, and then I wasn't talking to anybody at the time. You know, this was like a personal thing, and I was like, I don't need to be part of no cabal. They don't want me in the cabal. I don't need the cabal, right? I really wanted to be in the cabal, but I eventually kept trying, and they, you know, I eventually got let in, and I'm thankful. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy I'm part of the community now.
Yeah, well, we are too. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't even fathom that they wouldn't let you into the cabal.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm the only one. I'm pretty sure there's a couple other people that probably, because this was like, you know, this was probably like what, 4 or 5 years ago. It was the cabal was real small, you know.
Yeah.
Now they just let anybody in. You just go ahead and have anybody get done playing.
Oh man.
But
like,
yeah.
I'm literally like I think my heart stopped when you said that, because I'm like, really?
Yeah. I was, it was, I mean, maybe I answered the question wrong, because I get it, because sometimes you don't want, you just don't want anybody in your group, you know, that at the time, maybe they were asking me questions, like I think the first question that was asked, I don't even know what the questions are now. I don't know if they changed it up or what it was like. The first question they asked was, do you own any Mythic Legion figures or something like that? And I didn't own any Mythic Legion figures, and I was like, no.
Gotcha.
I was like, no. And then the second question was like, what's your favorite Mythic Legion character, right? And I was like, I think I was like, I don't know yet. I don't have any.
Yeah.
So it could have been my answers, you know.
Yeah,
but,
it could have been.
But whatever it was, like, here we are today, and I'm grateful. I'm happy to be part of the community.
Well, we are happy and thankful that you are part of this community for sure. And Chris said that you should have been painting.
Yes.
Oh, look at Darla. Oh, we're glad you're part of the cabal, Jovanny. Joe Gonzalez said, they let me in, so the standards are way lower now. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. I was salty about that. I was really salty about that. I was like, man, I'm not talking to Walter. I'm not talking to Jeremy. I'm not talking to none of those guys. And then when I met them, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. Jovanny, thank you so much for coming
Thank you
on.
for having me.
Thank you for just being a part of the community. And, you know, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being an amazing artist.
Thank you.
It is wonderful to go through and see your work. Oh, and I did want to show these real quick. We've got just a few minutes. So these are the pictures that we took from IshCon when you came to IshCon and had some of your figures there. And they are just, I mean,
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous.
Chris also said that you guys got kicked out of the G.I. Joe group.
Oh, we did. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, we did get kicked out of the G.I. Joe group.
So this is the
That's a whole
one
other story too.
This is the one I wanted to purchase.
Yes.
And it was already sold.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, Jovanny. Don't you want to do a custom for me? Oh, and this is gorgeous. I love his wings. I love, love, love the way you've got his wings. They are gorgeous. And look at that face. It just does not get any more detailed and beautiful than that face.
Thank you.
I could look at your art all day. It is gorgeous. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I did want to announce we have 20 people here. And I don't know about you guys, but I know Amber and I are on top of the world. Amber, who is our next guest? Do you remember?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's a big person, right?
It's a big person.
Is it Eric Treadaway?
It's Eric Treadaway.
What?
I
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
So 2 weeks from tonight, 7:30 p.m., we are going to have Eric Treadaway join us on Legion's Ladies Live.
Awesome.
So, Jovanny,
I actually can't wait to hear his. I can't wait to hear his answers.
I know it's going to be fun, but to follow up Jovanny, we had to have somebody pretty amazing.
I appreciate that. That's
Yes.
that's an honor. Yeah, that is an honor.
So we are super excited. Jovanny, again, thank you so much. We truly, truly love you. And again, your art is amazing. And sometime in the future, we're probably going to have you back on. And I'm actually going to make slideshows of all of your customs, and you're going to have to go through and tell me about each one of them.
All good.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
All right. If you are watching on the replay and you have not subscribed, please, please, please go subscribe. We are 76 away from hitting our goal of 500 before Legion's Con this year. So please, 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 please go subscribe. If you are in the comments and you haven't subscribed, please help us meet our goal. We would truly appreciate it. And we will see you guys on October 10th at 7:30 with Eric Treadaway. And thank you so much. We'll see you later. Bye.